Hey everybody, it's Eric from stockoptionassassin.com. In this super quick video, I want to talk about an earnings trade I'm looking to put on in the next couple days on PAYC. The ticker is PAYC. It's an earnings trade. It's PAYC software. Just a real quick rundown of the company. They're a cloud-based human capital management software. They manage like life cycle stuff for employees for companies, all cloud-based. It's in a computer software enterprise group. Today is October 27th. But their earnings report is after the bell on November 3rd, so about a week away. And what we're going to look at in a minute is the last 4 out of the 5 times they've reported earnings, they've had a pretty good move to the upside. So we're going to look at that in a second. A couple other things that I think that's going to allow us to get into a good entry here is that it's nearing long-term trend line support, which we'll look at in a second. And you'll really be able to see this well-defined channel that's in place. So let's go ahead and take a look at the chart. So here's the chart, ticker PAYC, and I've kind of got this channel on there. It's kind of a loose channel, but I want you to keep in mind the little mini crash that we had, which was back in mid-August or so. And if you look at this chart, you really don't even know that there was a quote-unquote crash or a correction or whatever it is you want to call it. You really just see a kind of well-defined channel and moves to the top of the channel. It kind of pulls back, came into support, and you can see that each time earnings reported, the stock moved higher. So we're going to go all the way back to November of last year. This stock was trading in the mid-teens, had a huge pop, nice run, kind of pulled back, consolidate a little bit. Here it kind of ran up into earnings, but did manage to get a little pop afterwards. Ultimately kind of consolidated for a while and then consolidated before earnings. Huge 1 week move to the upside. Top of the channel, it's a very good sort of behaving stock where it kind of comes back in and again consolidates, sort of sells off into earnings and then rallies back up. Top of the channel, comes back in, and now we have another earnings. So it's really got positive earnings reaction. It's in the bottom of the channel. I think earnings could be a catalyst to the upside. And now that the overall market's kind of gotten out of the correction, we've broken out a little bit. I'm not going to look at the overall market now. I think we're getting a good entry area. So what I'm looking to do is try to get into the stock for about, I'm going to call it $35. Now, if it starts to take out today's high, for some reason it starts to turn back and rally into earnings, I want to get in sooner. So maybe get in for 37. But the goal would be to get in for about 35. And I'm looking to place about a 10% stop on that. So a 10% stop on 35 would be about 350. That puts you at about 3150 for a stop heading into earnings. If for some reason the stock takes a huge dump and it breaks these lows, right? So over the last few months, about 33 has been support. 32.87, 33 has been support. So if it breaks that on earnings because of for whatever reason, two things have happened. It'll have broken the recent support of about 33, and also it will have broken this kind of trend channel that it's been in for the last basically about a year. So that's the trade. I'm looking at PAYC, PAYC. Going to try to get in for 35. Stop would be at 31.50. If all goes well, we'll be looking to take profits in the low 40s. That's it. You guys have a great night. We'll see you at the next update.